Hello, everyone. This topic has been on my mind for quite a while now, but with the recent scandal around LMNT, I have been not forced, but encouraged to do this video around LMNT. And don't know if many of my clients and followers have heard, but there's been a lot of scandal around LMNT and maltodextrin over the last couple of weeks. And this, I believe, stemmed from an email that was sent to a client claiming that there was only 4 milligrams of maltodextrin in each of the LMNT sachets. But then LMNT, a few weeks later, released a statement on their website, which is not so easy to find. Like, you really have to go look for it, stating that they have up to actually 500 milligrams of maltodextrin in their sachets of the LMNT. Now, to step this back a bit, I was first introduced to LMNT about 2 years ago. It was highly promoted throughout the health industry by many of the big health names. I don't want to be naming people, but a lot of people have heard of LMNT. So they are electrolytes, and especially in the world of fasting and keto and carnivore, they made a name for themselves quite fast. And they did get a lot of these keto and low carb um, health promoters on their side and promoting their products. So they kind of blew up pretty fast. So when I first tried LMNT, immediately I thought, no, this is not for me. I don't like the taste of these, and I gave them to my husband. I think part of that is because what I do and what I've done for so long. I like to think my taste buds are quite refined, and I do pick up on different flavors. Part of that could also be due to pregnancies. As many of you know, when you're pregnant, your taste buds just go through the roof and you can taste everything. But I immediately thought, no, there's something wrong with LMNT, so I stopped having it. And then with what I do, I get a lot of questions about electrolytes and what are the best? What do I recommend? And I use a boatload of electrolytes. I'm a huge proponent of minerals overall. And I think there's a really strong argument to be made between which are more important for the body and its metabolic systems, minerals or vitamins. I really think minerals are right up there with enzymes. I've said that before a few times, but because of this and how I teach, I get a lot of questions, and I have my favorite electrolytes and ones I recommend or prefer. But with LMNT, a lot of people do at least have LMNT in their house, and they ask me, can they use it? And I always have said, well, yeah, if you like it, you can use it, but a word of caution, because of the sweetness of LMNT, I want you to extra dilute it down because of that insulin response. It will elicit an insulin response, regardless of blood sugar responses. And that was one of the arguments that was made by the co-founder of LMNT, Rob Wolf, who was also one of the co-founders of CrossFit back in the day. Um, and what basically happened with LMNT a couple of weeks ago was a customer had emailed LMNT's customer service just asking for fine details like what exactly is behind natural flavors, what's in here, what are you using for these carbs on the label. So there's 2 grams of carbs on the sachet label. Like, what are these carbs made up of? Where are they coming from? Where is the sweetness coming from? And in that email response, there was the maltodextrin, and there's 4 grams of maltodextrin. But then, lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, LMNT, they then released a statement on their website, which is a little bit hard to find. You really have to go looking for it. And that statement basically said that, well, actually, no, we have up to 4 grams. Not 4 grams. Let me just try share my screen. So it said we actually have up to almost half a gram, so 500 milligrams. And this a little bit harder to find. You will find it on the website, but it's kind of hidden. You have to go looking for it. I'm basically saying that they have 550 milligrams up to 550. So then a lot of people would argue, well, that's not a big deal. That's not going to influence blood sugars. And the honest answer there is if you're Rob Wolf, it's probably not going to influence your blood sugars because you are healthy. You do have a lot of muscle. You are fit. Your blood sugars work well. But for the average person who is just looking for an electrolyte and they're not necessarily fit and they're just trying to do the right thing, this may be impeding their progress. And regardless of blood sugars, anything sweet will cause an insulin response. So there's that insulin to consider and insulin resistance. Um, but then there was the claim originally that there's no dodgy ingredients in LMNT. And um, to put it bluntly, they were caught out on a lie. Like the whole fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. But they were caught out on a lie. And they were able to hide maltodextrin behind the term natural flavors. And as many of you know, because you're super smart, natural flavors, especially in the States, pretty much means you can hide anything and everything behind natural flavors. As I say to my clients, sometimes we just pray that the company we're buying for that we think is good and of high integrity, that they are trying to do us well and they're not hiding anything because natural flavors gets used so much on protein powders and everything. So again, we pray that they're trying to do right by us, but in this case, it turns out that LMNT was fibbing. And this is not the first time that a major company has been caught out on something like this. Um, so the problem, apart from the blood sugars, then comes back to the carbs. With the carbs, then, okay, because I know someone's going to ask about um, the carbs being only 2 grams, but they have also got the sparkling water flavor. And the sparkling water flavor claims to have 1 gram of carb, except it's the same, apparently the same formulation and they're the same ingredients. So then that still begs the question, where are these carbs coming from? Where is this sugar coming from? And I'm not trying to demonize sugar, but just in the context of this conversation, where is this sugar coming from? You've already lied to me about the maltodextrin. What else are you lying about? What else is hiding behind the term of natural flavors? Because from what I heard, they were trying to claim that the carbs were coming from citric acid, but I don't believe that. I don't think that's accurate. I just wonder what's happening here behind this term of natural flavors. What else is hiding there? And like I said, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. I'm sure many of you remember the LaCroix controversy. Actually, a couple of years ago, it was like 2 years ago, there was a LaCroix. So that for those of you who don't know, in Canada and America, the States, I'm not sure about the rest of the world, we have a flavored sparkling water called LaCroix. So apart from the controversy around it, I always had concerns around the cleanliness of the water, the deuterium levels, the BPA, all that. But then this controversy comes out around LaCroix. And Dr. Kate Shanahan spoke about this in one of her articles at the time. And she basically had shown that just like LMNT, LaCroix was hiding certain ingredients behind natural flavors. And what they found was what they were hiding was actually a neurotoxin and it was stimulating not only the nerve cells and brain cells, but also the central nervous system. So people were getting headaches, they were getting jitters, they were feeling dysregulated. There was even cases of people getting addicted to LaCroix. Like if they didn't have it, they would almost get a come down. So then, as you see here, it turned out that during a big lawsuit, LaCroix had to disclose that there was certain compounds in there which were ethyl butanate, limonene, limonene, linalol, as we see here in the screen share, is used as a cockroach insecticide. Now, you can still get LaCroix in the stores, but because of the scandal and even this lawsuit, I wonder how many people have been deterred from buying it. I know I don't buy it, but I was never a big LaCroix fan. But you can see where they get away from all these like little sneaky additives that could be harming us under the term natural flavors. And again, I'll be the first to disclose that I do recommend products that say natural flavors in the ingredients, but we can only pray to the good Lord above that that specific company or that product is really trying to be do good by us and has our best interests at heart. So, um, I don't know if this recent scandal with LMNT is going to deter many people, but when it comes to my clients, I'm going to stick to my recommendations. Like if you do use LMNT, it's up to you, but I would definitely water it down. There are a lot of other options out there. Codage, I'm a big fan of all of their products. They do a great electrolyte pill. Um, the concern for me is could this be stalling or slowing down some of my clients' results who think, well, I'm doing good each day and I'm having my electrolytes each day and I'm already trying to control their insulin response, but inadvertently they're getting an insulin response from their electrolytes, which is slowing down their results and making things a little bit harder on the body and potentially increasing their cravings. A lot of people will have electrolytes in the morning with their workouts. So you get this big insulin response first thing in the morning. What goes up must come down. And then as that comes down and you start to notice you've got cravings midway through the day, obviously this could be problematic. So definitely something to think about. This is my 2 cents. I've never been a big fan of LMNT. I think there's lots of other options out there. If you're going to use LMNT, totally up to you. It's on you. I don't know, can't comment on right now what else is in there. I get the feeling that someone is going to take this further. There may be a bigger action taken on this, maybe a lawsuit because they've already deceived people of what's really in there. Someone else might go a little bit deeper and we might find out other things. I don't know. But in the meantime, I'm sticking to my recommendations and what I've always said. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. And if you've any questions, as always, let me know and I will respond. You can find me before I let you go. Facebook, Instagram under Shemaine's Model Health, YouTube, Shemaine's Model Health, and then my website, shemainesmodelhealth.com. There's a contact me button up there that will send me a direct email. Okay, thanks guys for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.